It's time. Let's talk about setting up a faith planner for 2025. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I am setting up my 2 faith planners for 2025. How are we here already? It is crazy, but I'm excited to get it set up. Something about planner setup season always really encourages me and has me looking forward to the next year. So in this video, I am setting up 2 different faith planners. I will explain the purpose of each faith planner as I am setting it up, and I'll show you how I plan to use different inserts, what purpose, and all that business, and we will get ready for the next year. So as always, I will link everything that I use down in the description box below. So you can find the link to all of the planner inserts that I'm using. All of that goodness will be down in the description box. And of course, all the inserts available over my shop, ScrappyWife.com. All right, let's go. The first planner that I am going to set up is my venti size or big size faith planner. This is the one that I use to start off my quiet time each and every day. It is the planner I use for scripture writing. It is the planner I use for my daily devotionals to take notes. And I've always used a big size just so that it has more room to write. So we're going to start out with a cover. This is the collage, the floral collage cover that I had in my shop. It has sold out except for the tall size. I still have it in the kind of mini happy planner size, and I'm adding metal discs, popping this in. Metal discs, I just love the way metal discs feel. I think paper turns better on the metal discs. They are just my favorite, so you'll see me using metal discs pretty much throughout. I have sold out of this cover. I may be restocking it. Let me know if you'd be interested in a restock of this particular cover. But of course, I do have other covers available in my shop as well that you can check out. So this is my cover. And then what I'm going to do is go with my undated faith planner insert. And we're going to date it here today. Yes, it might feel a little tedious to have to date your inserts, but I just very much enjoy the undated versions. So let me pop these in. I always do just a few at a time. And then what we're going to do is kind of go through, we're going to date, and then I'll show you what I plan to use as dividers. So each of my insert packs comes with 6 months. So I went ahead and picked up 2 of them so I could have everything. This is a planner that I will be using this layout all year. I won't be changing it up. In my catch-all planner, in my work planner, like in other planners, sometimes I change up the layout I'm using. Sometimes I just, I don't know, change things out, do things a little differently month to month. But in my faith planner, I really do keep it consistent because this works for me. And when you find something that works, you should stick with it. And I designed this faith planner insert based on the way that I like to study my scripture in the mornings. And so it has always been kind of my go-to. So we're going to use this one and get it set up. I do decorate each and every week in my faith planner, as many weeks as possible. Every now and then we all miss a week. But I don't decorate the monthly, and I don't decorate all the other sections. So it won't be too hard to get this one set up and ready to go. One more little section, and then we will talk through what is in this insert, and we will work on dating and adding to, oh, it feels so good. Something about a new planner. Oh, so pretty. Loving this color of discs with this. This looks really nice. Okay. So here's how the faith insert works. You have this, I call this the currently page for the faith insert. I'll be adding the months up here. You have areas to write in each of these sections. Here's the truth. I didn't do very well filling this in 2024, and it's one of my goals to focus a little bit more on currently pages in 2025. So we have faith focus. What is my faith focus for the month? It might be a theme that you are studying in a Bible study. It might be a sermon series. It might be a devotional. Whatever the case is, that's your faith focus. Scripture focus. Are you looking at a certain book of the Bible? Something like that. Praises, I always think it's important. We are so quick to put prayers down and things we want and things like that, but praises, what are we praising God for in this month? Studies this month that you're reflecting on. Here's your prayer list. I like having a running list that I'm referencing during the month, so we have that. And then I have this section called God Wink Moments, and this kind of relates to praises. God wink moments in my head are the moments where you just kind of feel, see, hear God in your life. It might be a moment where you're feeling down and a certain song comes on the radio. It might be, in the past, I've had my kids say something to me that felt like a God wink moment. It's just one of those moments that kind of sticks out to you. So we have that. Then we go into the monthly layout. This is where I like to do my scripture writing. I have a daily scripture writing plan. I will follow from the YouVersion Bible app. I will write a scripture a day, and it will go in these boxes. And then we get into the weeks. I love this particular layout. It works really well. Here is how I use it. In these boxes at the end of the week, that is where I list out the scripture that I am studying on those days. So generally I do reading the Bible in a year. So I'll have a New Testament, Old Testament, Psalms/Proverbs. So I will list out the scripture. I will read the scripture, and then I will reflect with a few sentences in the horizontal lines. That works really well for me. Something about taking a few notes in the morning helps keep me engaged in my reading and gives me something to go back to and reflect on when I'm thinking later in the week. Oh, wait, something popped out to me about that day. I can go back and see the notes. There's also a section over here that allows you to outline a weekly focus and a prayer list for each week if you would choose to do that. And then, of course, you have it for the whole month. So that is the basic faith planner layout. Like I said, I designed this one based on how I like to do my faith planning. So I am super pumped to dig into it. What I'm going to do now is put you guys on super fast forward. I'm going to go ahead and do some of the dating because I think that will feel good to get it done, get it ready to go. And then we're going to just kind of work our way through the book. Let's do it. I like to use one theme for the currently pages, especially in my faith planner. And this year I decided to go with the birthday month florals from Kell of a Plan. I know for sure that there are 12 sets, and I like the floral theme in my faith planner. It'll be nice and simple. This is not over the top decorating. I'm just going to put the month at the top, and then we're going to line the bottom of the page with some beautiful florals. Then I will have plenty of room to write and things like that. Keeping it really simple, I can embellish later if I want. That's one of my tips in setting up your planner in advance, is to make sure everything you need is there. Keep it simple. Give yourself some decorating to get started because that will kind of get the ball rolling for the year, but also give yourself room to change things up. So in this way, I can add stickers through the year if I want. I can kind of change up the format of the currently page ever so slightly. I can add boxes and things like that, but I can start out with just this basic piece right here. Now, this setup video is going out a little bit earlier, but I have to say my favorite time to set up planners is that week between Christmas and New Year's, that week where you might still be on vacation, where you're starting to kind of think about the new year. I think it is so relaxing, but also motivating to get your planners set up to start getting excited about what the new year might hold and to start thinking about some of the routines you want to develop. And for me, faith planning has become quite a routine. It is an integral part of my day. It is how I start out each and every day, and has been really important to my faith journey for the past several years. keeping my faith notes in a faith planner in this faith planning layout has been really helpful to keep me accountable to making this a daily ritual, a daily habit, something that I come to over and over again. I find it to be a very grounding part of my day, which is why I like to start my day in my Bible and in Bible study. So what I do first thing in the morning, I wake up, I grab water, I come downstairs, and then I start my Bible study. It is literally the first thing that happens each and every day. For me, it is a non-negotiable. It's how I start my day. I get up extra early before my family does, so that I have that quiet time. And it's allowed my brain to kind of relax into the day instead of jumping up and running a million miles an hour right from the start. I also tend to just feel more spiritually grounded when I start my day with Bible study. So I think people like doing it at different times. My biggest hint, if you're trying to figure out how to get Bible study or faith planning into your daily routine, is attach it to something you already do. Maybe you sit down for lunch and normally you would watch a television show. Well, maybe you want to do your faith planning, or maybe it is in your evening time as you're winding down, or perhaps you're like me and with a cup of coffee in the morning, it is a really solid way to start your day. So that's just a little bit of my faith planning journey so far. All right, so I did the first 6 months. I figured you all didn't necessarily need to see me do all of it. I'm going to add some frosted dividers now. These are dividers that I created myself. I hope at some point I will have these available in my shop, but there are also clear dividers available over at Live Love Posh. That is a fabulous place to buy some amazing dividers, and I believe she has them in the different sizes. So I'm going to label all of my months. I'm going to go ahead and pop all the dividers in, and then I'll go back at a different time without the camera on and go ahead and finish out dating my planner for 2025. Now, I know I'm going to get questions about how I made these dividers. I did make them with my Cricut maker, and it takes a long time to cut it out with a knife blade on your Cricut maker, but I do like these heavy duty dividers. I think they work really well. I enjoy the frosted look to them, and I like the simplicity of them. So it's something that I would love to be able to make and carry in my shop in the future, but just haven't quite gotten there yet. All right, so now that my Venti Faith Planner is ready to go, I am super excited about that. So we're going to put that to the side. And then I have two faith planners. Like I said, this one is for my daily study. It's where I keep my notes from my daily Bible reading. And then I like to have a second faith planner in order to keep all my illustrated faith studies in. I like having it separate, and I'm going to continue that this year. So I pulled this cover because I thought it actually coordinated pretty nicely. I believe this one is from Live Love Posh, I think. So I'm going to pop some silver metal discs on this one. Again, I just love metal discs and how they feel. So we're going to go with that. What I love about having a solid cover on my faith planner is that Illustrated Faith tends to send vinyl stickers, and I like collecting vinyl stickers and decorating my cover with them throughout the year. I did that this past year, and so I'm going to do the same thing in 2025. Love this. I also like that this one, we're going to start out with the classic size discs. I may need to change these to expander discs as we go through the year because this one tends to get pretty chunky. So we'll see how it goes. What I like to do, I do devotionals every month from Illustrated Faith. I love Illustrated Faith. It is one of my favorite companies to work with, and I used them well before I worked with them. I love, love, love this company. And so every month they have a devotional themed in a different way, and you get all kinds of goodies that you can decorate and Bible journal and do all the things with. And so I leave this faith planner to start out with very, very plain because I know I'm going to get a ton of supplies that I can decorate with throughout the year. So I'm starting with cardstock dividers. These are white cardstock. I do have these available over my shop. They're nice and thick. I use these because I'm going to be adding all kinds of stuff. I'll be adding paper and mixed media and all the things to these dividers. So we're going to do 12 of these for the year. And then I will just decorate them as we go during the year. As each new kit comes out, I'll be setting it up. So we have the dividers ready to go. And then in between the dividers, I have been using Faith Notes for my illustrated faith studies, and it has worked out really, really well for me. So this is my Faith Notes system. This is what it looks like. You have title, the top topic, author, series date, scripture references, vocabulary, main points, questions, and then the back is lines for you to take notes, pray, whatever the case may be. This was originally designed with sermon notes in mind, taking notes during a sermon. I liked how it was divided up with the quad. I liked the extra space in the back for notes. It works well either way. It works well in a lot of different capacities. Maybe you're listening to some podcasts that you love. Maybe you're listening to online sermons and taking notes, studying different devotionals. I use a page each week of an illustrated faith devotional. So I'm going to go ahead and distribute these. I'm going to put 5 in each month because I don't really feel like taking the time to figure out what months have 4 and what months have 5 weeks. I'm going to pop all these in. Will I use the faith notes the whole year for illustrated faith? I don't know. Sometimes I change it up and do something different. We're just going to start with this and kind of see how it goes. All right, so after the faith notes is in there, I'm going to pop in another dashboard divider. Again, one that I made, and we're going to put that there. And then I'm going to put prayer journaling. So I like to do daily prayer journaling, and this insert works really well for that. I might just pop the whole thing in here. I have to change this out during the year. So that won't hold my whole prayer for the whole year because that would probably need its own separate book. And I like having it in this one. But this format gives me space. It's double-sided. And it gives me space to write out a prayer in the morning. Something about writing my prayers down, again, helps me to stay focused and intentional in my prayer. I have a verse of the day, gratitude, and then room for the date up here. I don't often decorate these. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I get inspired and decorate a few pages, but mostly this one is just about writing, journaling, praying in the mornings. And so that is all set up. This is definitely going to need expander discs, probably sooner rather than later. It looks super plain now. That's just what happens with this one. This one is going to be over the top. You'll see in January, I'll have flip throughs of all my 2024 planners, and you will kind of see what my my illustrated faith planner ends up looking like by the end of the year. But I'm super pumped that this is getting set up. I can't believe we're here. I love faith planning. Has made such a big difference in my faith journey. I cannot talk about it enough. It's taken me kind of to the next level in my studies and my reflection time. And I'm so thankful to have found a practice like that has been meaningful for me. So hopefully seeing me get mine set up gave you some ideas, some inspiration, and some motivation to start working on your 2025 planners. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. Like I said before, I will have supplies linked down below in the description box, so be sure to check those out. I want to give a huge shout out to my amazing patrons. We have such a great time over on Patreon, and there are some amazing things in store for 2025. If you've been thinking about maybe joining, head on over to patreon.com/ScrappyWife and find a tier that works best for you. All right. I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.